Hey Jessica, how you doing? Okay, we are going to take a look at your work, and I'm going to describe where we're at. I'm also going to give you some examples. The reason I say that is because the work is a little bit underdeveloped at this point. I'll go ahead and describe that. Um, so right now you jump in with the idea, and that's good. But now this as a process book, don't forget this should include everything from week one as well. And then next week process book would include everything from week one. So in week two process book, you include everything from week one and week two. And then in week three's process book, you include everything from week one, week two, week three, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so this is week two's process book, so you should include everything from week one and week two. So the reason I say that is because we need from week one, we need the basically ideation of a problem, which we have here, but we need a very detailed definition of the target audience as well as the three main functions for the app, and then also an analysis of the competition, including pros and cons for each. I would give at least two or three competitors. Okay, then in week two, we need ideation, which you have. We need established personas, scenarios, wireframes of all screens, storyboards, and paper prototypes. So when we go in here, we got the idea. This is great. I think it's a great idea for an app. Definitely. I'm in. Sign me up. I'm a coffee head, so this would work perfectly for me. You get the personas. We only have one. This is an excellent job on your persona. Outstanding. So basically what you would do from here is I recommend three personas. I would say at a very minimum you want two, but I would recommend three. Then you take one of the, this is exactly right. So you take Alex, somebody from the persona, and put them into a scenario. And in that scenario, you would depict where the user is and what they're doing when they're confronting the problem and how using the app can overcome that problem. Okay, so, and then don't forget, you want to storyboard out this scenario. I think you did, but it's kind of really unclear. Definitely want to storyboard this out and include notes. Okay, so just in case we don't know what's going on, just include, you can include a sentence or so above each. And I think 6 frames is fine for the storyboard. So just as long as you're depicting exactly where the user is and what they're doing, creating a problem for which the use of the app can rectify that problem. Okay, at that point you go to your thumbnails, but thumbnails isn't a part of the project. We're looking for wireframe sketches, and then we're also looking for sketches for the paper prototype. I'll describe that in a second. Icons I don't understand. I'm not exactly sure what this page is. This icons page. So, and then we have prototypes. So we're missing some things, and basically what we're missing is this wireframe sketches of all screens, the storyboard for the scenario, and then paper prototypes. Let me show you an example of what we're talking about. This example, this is an outstanding example. This is the Waste Not app. This is available for you to review in the course announcement, specifically an announcement called examples for week two. So anyway, so as you can see, we start from week one, problem, solution, main features and functions, target market, competitors, and then we go into personas. So we have one, two, there's our three personas, very complete. Then we go from our personas over to our scenario where it's storyboarded out. So you definitely want to storyboard out your scenario in something like this, so it's really easy to digest in one page. Okay, then we need our wireframes, and that's where these are not working out. And the reason they're not working out is the wireframes need to be an exact depiction of each of the screen. Um, when I say exact, I mean an exact depiction. And the reason I say that is because the wireframes are going to be used to compile the paper prototype for which you can test the underlying functions of the app. So over here we see these are wireframe sketches of each screen in the app. Note each one is very detailed, labeled, so these are to a very high degree exactly what the final page will look like. Okay, so I think there's 12 pages here in this app, so all 12 pages are depicted in the wireframe sketches. At that point, you go to your prototype sketches, your paper prototype, and that's what this is. So as you can see, it's a sketch of a phone, and the middle of the phone is cut out where the screen would be. Then the different frames from the wireframe sketches are cut out from the page they're sketched on, and they're placed in here to do your user testing. Okay, so you would place, so let's say the first question is where would you click to establish a username, an account, a username and a password? And then they would click on where they think, then you would replace that page with the page they selected, put it in there and say, okay, now what would you do to do this function? And that's how user testing works with a paper prototype. So you're basically slipping the screen into the phone based on the test subject's choices to the questions presented and the scenarios presented to them. Okay, so again, we're a little bit short here, and this is a relevant consequence. And the reason I say that is because we're moving into testing this week, so we really got to get everything in place. Very, very important. Otherwise, we're going to start playing catch up, and it's going to be really difficult to complete the project if we fall behind now. So I really want you to get your process book to this point, the point you see here in this Waste Not app that again is available over in the course announcements specifically. And let's see, let me show you where. So let's open course announcements, and right over here in the course announcements, in this announcement titled Week 2 Assignment Examples, there's that Waste Not example is in there. There's another example too that's also very effective too. So my recommendation is to try to follow what's going on, include all of the requirements for weeks 1 and week 2 for presentation, and don't forget to continue in that vein moving into week 3. So week 3 would include all the requirements from weeks 1, 2, and 3. Okay, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. But again, now's the time. We got to really start putting the pedal to the floor because we don't want to fall behind. All right, any questions at all, anything, please let me know. Great, thank you very much.